clearly I need new candles. Look at this one. It's all melted. We got our candle. I got my coffee. So that can only mean that we are here to talk about some books, friends. Hello friends, welcome back, or if you are new here, hi, thank you so much for being here. My name is Kim. I am an author, illustrator, and here on YouTube, I like to create cozy and intentional content about books, writing, and lifestyle in hopes to inspire those who are watching to live a cozy and magical life. So friends, we are here because it is time to pick out my February books that I'm going to be reading. I cannot believe that it's already going to be February. I am filming this at the very end of January, and wow, I feel like just yesterday was New Year's. It's kind of scary that the year is going by this fast. I'm trying not to get anxious. We're fine. You know what? We're fine. Everything's gonna be fine. I've been having an amazing January as far as reading goes. I have surpassed and met all my reading goals, and I feel like I'm on a roll. So I'm very excited to pick my February books that I'm going to be reading, and I'm going to be picking them out from my cute little jar over here. If you have been here on my channel, then maybe you've seen that video where I showed you this little cutie, and when I filled it up with all of my physical unread books. Needless to say, I was embarrassed to even show you guys how many unread books I have, physical unread books I have. But you know what? There's a quote somewhere that I read that reading books is one hobby and collecting books is a whole separate other hobby. So don't judge me, okay? One of my hobbies is collecting books, and I am not ashamed of it. So we're gonna be picking 2 books from this little cutie pie right here. By the way, I asked you in some previous videos to help me name them, and I got some great suggestions, but I think I made up my mind in something that I thought about. I'm going to name them based off of one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite directors, and that is Fantastic Mr. Fox by Wes Anderson. Me and my husband are huge fans of Wes Anderson and everything that he creates. So can you guess what I'm gonna name them? It's by no means anything clever. Yes, I'm going to name them Mr. Fox in honor of Fantastic Mr. Fox. I love that movie so much, and I just thought it was a fitting name considering he is a fox. I know, so clever of me, right? I know. So this is Mr. Fox here, and Mr. Fox holds all of my physical unread books. So I'm going to be picking out 2 books from Mr. Fox here. My goal every month is to read 4 books. And for me, 4 books is very much doable, and I don't want to bump up how many books I read each month, just because that tends to give me a lot of anxiety. So I like to give myself very feasible goals, and 4 books each month is very doable for me. So with that being said, I'm going to pick 2 books from Mr. Fox here. I also have 2 other books that I already picked out. I'm giving myself the opportunity each month to pick out a book just because I really want to read that one. So I've already picked that book. So maybe each month I'm going to be doing that, where I just go into my physical TBR and I just pick whatever book I want. And then I'll pick 2 books from here. And then there's another book that I actually borrowed from Libby. And if you're familiar with Libby, you know that Libby books, you have to read them within like 25 days. So because I already borrowed that book and it's a book I really want to read, I am also going to throw that book into the mix for my February book reads. So I'm also going to be sharing that book with you. So I already have 1 book that I went ahead and picked out because it's a book that I really, really want to read. And I just cannot wait to read that book. I did not want to throw it into Mr. Fox over here because I'm just like, what if it doesn't come up until like next year or like the end of the year? I cannot wait that long. So I'm giving myself the opportunity to read it in February. And then my Libby book that has a time frame by when I need to read it, and then 2 books from Mr. Fox over here. Also, in case you haven't noticed, I have a tiny mic. I went ahead and just purchased a little tiny mic. That way, hopefully the audio sounds a little bit crispier. I noticed in some of my other videos, I had to just keep adjusting the volume. I use my phone to record all my videos for the most part because my camera that I have is just, it works sometimes, it doesn't work. It's a whole mess. So for now, until I can afford to buy myself another camera, I am going to be using my phone, which I don't mind at all. But I decided to buy a little tiny mic, so hopefully you can hear me nicely. I kind of just feel tempted to do some ASMR with this. Okay, that's enough ASMR. So with that being said, friends, grab something cozy and warm to drink. I have my coffee here. Grab yourself a blanket, some snacks, and let's talk about some books. Let's pick out some books that I'm going to be reading in February. I'm gonna be clipping my tiny mic right there. Hopefully that still picks up just fine, just so my hands could be a little free to pick up Mr. Fox here properly and pick some books in here. So I'm gonna start off with Mr. Fox, and then at the end I'm gonna show you the book that I picked out for myself to read in February, and also my Libby book that I'm going to be reading on my Kindle. So let's start off with Mr. Fox here. All right, I am not looking. Hopefully none of these fall down. Let's see. By the way, a lot of my books on here are like fantasy fiction books. That's literally my genre. That's like what I read. I might have some contemporary fiction on here as well. I think I do. All right, I gave it a good stir. Let's see. Ooh. The Dictionary of Lost Words. I know that book. I got this book from Target, I believe, and it's been like a year. Oh, I'm so happy that this book came up. I don't even remember what it's about. It sounded just so interesting that I bought it. We'll go together into my bookshelf and grab the books that come up on here. So that's the first one, The Dictionary of Lost Words. All right, let's give it another good stir. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Lightfall! You guys, I got a graphic novel. I cannot tell you how badly I wanted to read a graphic novel in January. When I was doing my January TBR picks, I was like, please let me get a graphic book, and I didn't get a graphic book. And I got a graphic book this time. I've been craving a graphic book, so I'm so happy that this came out. So we got some good ones, you guys. We got The Dictionary of Lost Words. Let's put Mr. Fox back over here. And we got Lightfall, which is a very... Where did Lightfall go? Oh my gosh. So we got The Dictionary of Lost Words and we got Lightfall, which I heard Lightfall is a very cozy graphic novel. I am so excited. So let's go look for these two books over here on my bookshelves. All right, friends, so we're going to be looking for The Dictionary of Lost Words first. I do remember it being like a black or blue book. So let's take a look somewhere over here, because this is where I have some of my black and blue books. All right. Nope. No. Maybe over here. Oh my God, I passed it. I was like looking over there. It's right there. All right. The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. We're going to get into what this book is about in a bit. Let's find Lightfall. Put this little bad boy right here. So, Lightfall, my graphic novel, which I have a little section where all my graphic novels are. Let's see. This is where I keep all of my fun, cutesy stuff. And I spy Lightfall right there. Hopefully I don't tumble anything out. Oh, don't fall. Yes. Lightfall! Yay! Okay. All right, friends, these are the two books that Mr. Fox said I have to read in February. So let's get into them. Let's start with Lightfall. So Lightfall was a book recommendation that Meg's Tea Room over on TikTok posted about. I love her content. It is just so cozy. Honestly, anything that she recommends, I will probably read. So this was one of them. She said that this was super cozy and atmospheric. So I'm so excited to get into this one. Honestly, I don't really remember what this was about. So let's read the synopsis. The little blurb on here says, "In the land of Urpa, an ancient threat awakens, obsessed with plunging the world into eternal darkness. Luckily, chance enlists two unsuspecting heroes to save the day." It says, "Deep in the heart of Urpa stands the Salty Pig's Tonics and Tinctures, home of the wise pig wizard and his adopted granddaughter, Bia. As keepers of the endless flame, they live a quiet and peaceful life, crafting medicines and potions for the people of their once prosperous world. All that changes when Bia meets Cad, a member of the Goldrians, a race thought to be long extinct. Cad believes that if anyone can help him find his missing people, it's the Pig Wizard. But when the two arrive home, the Pig Wizard is nowhere to be found. Fearing for the Pig Wizard's safety, Bia and Cad set out across Urpa to find him. While danger fights its way out of the shadows and into the light, can this reluctant duo get their act together in time to save the world? Or has Urpa truly seen its last sunrise? This looks and sounds like such a good time. We got cozy crafting and potion making. We have a Pig Wizard. This sounds really cool. And for some reason, I'm assuming this is Cad right here, but for some reason, they remind me of Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro, if you've seen Studio Ghibli. For some reason, that looks like Totoro to me. And so when I remember when I first seen this, I was like, that's giving me My Neighbor Totoro vibes, or at least that little character looks like him. Just look how cozy this cover looks. I want to jump into this cover immediately. I am officially very much looking forward to February. I cannot wait to devour Lightfall. By the way, I'm pretty sure there's more books to this because this says it's book 1. So there might be more to this. And the full title is Lightfall, The Girl and the Galdrian by Tim Probert. I'm so excited for this one. All right, now the Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. Like I mentioned, I cannot remember what this book is about. I just remember looking at the cover and it's saying dictionary and lost words, and I was like, I need to get that. So let's read the synopsis. It says, Esme is born into a world of words. Motherless and ever curious, she spends her childhood in Oxford, in the room where her father and fellow lexicographers, whoa, don't know what that is, are collecting words for the first complete edition of the Oxford English Dictionary. While they work, young Esme begins to collect other words, ones that have been discarded or neglected by the dictionary men. As she grows up, Esme realizes that words and meanings relating to women's and common folks' experiences often go unrecorded, and so she begins to search out words for her own dictionary, the Dictionary of Lost Words. To do so, she must leave the sheltered world of the university and venture out to meet the people whose vocabulary will fill those pages. Set in the early 20th century during the height of the women's suffrage movement, the Dictionary of Lost Words reveals a missing narrative hidden between the lines of history written by men. Inspired by actual events, author Pip Williams has delved into the archives of the Oxford English Dictionary to tell this original story. The Dictionary of Lost Words is a delightful, lyrical, and deeply thought-provoking celebration of words and the power of language to shape the world. This, you know what it's giving me? It's giving me dark academia vibes, and I'm here for it. This does seem like a little bit more contemporary fiction, but it sounds like a really good story, and it has to do with words and creating dictionaries. So that sounds really cool. So I'm excited for this one as well. All right, so now that these are done, let's talk about what book I picked out for myself to read in February. This is in very much anticipating book read, friends. I think this book was originally self-published and then it got picked up and it got a new cover, and just a new cover that came out with this book. I gasped. If I could, I would have the book cover as a poster because it is that beautiful. And that is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. Look at that cover, you guys. Oh my gosh. I think she has like 3 of these books out, of That Time I Got Drunk and ... and they each got like a new cover within this same art style, and I am here for it. I love it when a book cover looks like an actual painting and not like the clip art that you see a lot of these newer books that are having. I don't know if this is a YA or adult fantasy book, but from what I remember, this book is about our main protagonist, whose name is Cinnamon, and Cinnamon helps run the family spice farm. They craft spices, you guys. Spices. That's so cool. And all Cinnamon wants is to live a cozy and slow-paced life to continue growing the family spice farm. She is your ultimate I am just chilling and minding my business type of gal, until one day she has a little too much to drink. She's a little tipsy-turvy, and she's going home after having a few, and she runs into an apparent demon that is in need of her assistance. I don't know what's going down. I don't know how he needs her help in that moment. I don't know if he's like, I don't know, like he's tied up or he's drowning. I don't know what the case is, but Cinnamon decides to help rescue him, I think. So when she rescues him from whatever trouble he's in at that moment, he tells her that he is out and about trying to find this evil witch that has enslaved his people. And I don't know how. I don't know if he even convinces Cinnamon to help him or if he forcibly makes her help him, but Cinnamon ends up helping him to try and locate this evil witch so they can essentially free his people. And of course, along that voyage, as you can tell by the book cover, there's some little spiciness or romance that happens, and we can potentially watch these two maybe fall in love. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But that is all I know about this book, and I've heard that it is just funny, as in like laugh out loud funny. It's cozy and it's everything that I love in a book. So that is the third book that I am reading. Gonna add it there. And the final book that I am reading it on my Kindle. It is through Libby though, but I was able to transfer my Libby book onto my Kindle app. I think this is the first time, by the way, that I am showing my Kindle on here. But yes, I got a Kindle and I made a whole separate video on the decorations of my Kindle. I decided to add all these little trinkets, and I made this little background on a design software, which I did record the whole process, but that video is going to be a part of this little secret project that I'm working on. So you'll know more about it soon. But I just think it came out so cute. Look at all these little trinkets that I added. These are like old jewelry that I decided to take apart and just put them on here. And I put a whole bunch of ribbon. I braided this one. I did a whole bunch of little knots, and I bought a little pop socket. This is a clear case that I have on here, and I designed this thing on Canva, and it just came out so cute. I love it so much. The book that I'm reading is another fantasy book, of course. It has magic, it has friendships, it has fighting for what is yours. It is witchy, and it is based in one of my favorite cities ever, and that is in New Orleans. And that book is Blood Debts by Terry J. Benton Walker. Look at that cover, you guys. I'm gonna post the colored version of this book cover in a little bit, but it is just everything. This book cover is giving me everything. You have some magic in there, you have a skull, you have a candle, you have a beautiful gown. Oh, it just looks so good. I actually just recommended this book in my most recent video, my 25 diverse fantasy fiction books recommendation video. I had put a hold on this on Libby, and it finally became available like a couple days ago, and I'm so excited to get into this book. This is a fantasy YA novel with LGBTQ representation. There's some mysticism in there, magic, and just all the cool vibes that I love. So I'm gonna be reading to you guys a synopsis because I don't think I can do this book justice by blabbing about what I think it's about. So it says here, 30 years ago, a young woman was murdered, a family was lynched, and New Orleans saw the greatest magical massacre in its history. In the days that followed, a throne was stolen from a queen. So that's the little blurb on there. But the actual synopsis says, on the anniversary of these brutal events, Clement and Christina Trudeau, the 16-year-old twin heirs to the powerful, magical, dethroned family, are mourning their father and caring for their sick mother, until by chance they discover their mother isn't sick. She's cursed by someone on the very magic council their family used to rule, someone who will come for them next. Christina, once a talented and dedicated practitioner of generational magic, has given up magic for good. An ancient spell is what killed their father, and she was the one who cast it. For Clement, magic is his lifeline, a distraction from his anger and pain, even better than the random guys he hooks up with. Christina and Clement used to be each other's most trusted confidant and friend. Now they barely speak, but if they have any hope of discovering who is coming after their family, they'll have to find a way to trust each other and their family's magic, all while solving the decades-old murder that sparked the still rising tension between the city's magical and non-magical communities. And if they don't succeed, New Orleans may see another massacre or worse. You guys, this for sure has everything that I love. It has magic, it has witchiness, it has mystery, it has fighting for your family and those who you love. It has everything that I love in a book. Plus, I am excited to read a book that the setting is New Orleans. I will read literally anything that is set in New Orleans. I absolutely love New Orleans. I've been there only once and I fell in love with the city. It's just so rich in culture and the ambiance. It is just so beautiful. So that is the book that I am going to be reading on my Kindle in February. I honestly don't know which one I'm going to start first. So please let me know down in the comments below, which one should I start first? Should I do That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon? Should I do The Dictionary of Lost Words? Should I do Lightfall? Or should I do Blood Depths? I don't know. I do not know which one to start first. So please let me know down in the comments below which book I should start reading first in February. So here are the books that I'm going to be reading in February, friends. I think we have a really good selection on here. These are 4 books that I'm going to be reading. Of course, if I finish these, which I'm more than confident that I will, then I will read more. But I'm so happy with the stack that I have lined up for February. So that wraps up this video, friends. Thank you so much for joining me here and seeing what I'm going to be reading in February. I would love to know what it is that you're going to be reading in February. I know February is the month of romance, so I am hoping that this one will do its justice in that department. Let me know down in the comments below what it is that you're reading in February, friends. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I very much appreciate you. And before you leave, friends, if you love this type of content from me, I would very much appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, engaged with this video, as it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. I am on a mission this year to meet another goal here on YouTube, and that is to make it to 5,000 subscribers. I am so close to making it to 2,000 subscribers, and I am just extremely grateful for all your support, your love, and just by being here and watching, it is a tremendous help on your end. So by simply liking and subscribing or engaging with this video, saying hi in the comments really goes a long way. And lastly, friends, I will leave you with our quote of the year. And that is to remember that you can create the life that you want because you so very much deserve it, friend. Until then, friends, take care, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.